Yeah.
Hey, we're live.
Well, how about that? Now what do we do?
Whoa. Easy, Louie.
He almost crashed there.
Man. Well, guys, we took last week off for the wives. And so this week we're going to talk about the wives.
What? Why would he want to do that?
I don't know. Mr. Wilder9 says hello. Foster Acres, Ohio. Philip Richard says hello from Canada. He's working.
Wow.
59 bird. So I think we'll just kind of go around and introduce ourselves. I'll go first. Brian, Arrowhead Garage, working on my 67 coupe. And then Mike.
Mike from Lake and Lodge Garage. I'm working on a 67 convertible.
Oh, how about that? Well, John from the old Vinyl Village Garage and the still Vinyl Village Garage. And I will be moving this GTO out of here in the next week. You'll be seeing something new rolling in here that I haven't had in the shop yet.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. See, I throw a curveball at you.
Yep, a little teaser there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Louis from First Generation Garage, working on Ladybird. Tonight I was painting, so I'm a little late, trying to catch up.
Little late, little buzz. It's fine.
Better late than never.
Yep.
Yeah. The fumes are good. So how's that work out? I mean, all those paint fumes going into the house. Does your wife want to choke you out yet, or how?
No, that's why I have all this on, because I have the doors open in the garage.
Oh.
Yeah.
The things you do to keep them happy, right?
Yep.
Yes.
I get in trouble. So I get in trouble all the time because the furnace is out here in the garage. It draws all that crap right into the house. So I make sure they're in a deep sleep when they're painting, so they don't notice so much. So
don't try to adjust valves in there.
No.
We got Chris, Mofo Driver. He's here. Bowtie Classics is hanging out with us. And Wilder9 says, I hope it's a Pontiac, Jonathan.
Well, I'm going to ruin it for you. It's a Pontiac. And then it won't be a GTO, but it'll be back to what the name says, the Bird Doctor. So
very cool. So I have a little story to start us off with. So Louis says, I found this guy in Tucson, Arizona that has these fender drop-offs.
Oh.
Go pick them up for me. I said, absolutely. So I drive down, I pull up in this, and again, no offense to him, but kind of a sketchy neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
And I pull up, and the dude's got 4 first gens in front of his house in just basket cases, right? So get out, talk to him a little bit. He hands me the parts. They're what Louis wants. And then he goes, well, let me show you what's in the garage. So we go to the garage, and he's got these 2 69 Firebirds that are sweet. One has a 428, and the other one is a LS swap.
Nice.
Oh, I like LS swap.
Just immaculate cars. And then he has those 4 parts cars outside that I got those parts from. So I now know if I need parts, so I know to call Mr. Bill in Tucson because he's got them somewhere.
Very cool.
Oh.
If you guys need parts, let me know. I'll talk to Bill.
Yeah, I need a lot of parts. I need the GTO parts. How about that? Can you get some of those?
I'll ask, but I'm not too sure.
I'm not sure I want to pay shipping from Arizona either.
Right. Yeah.
So.
I could deliver.
Hey, all right. I'll pay you an Orange Mountain Dew, so it's a good deal.
Deal.
That's like gold, liquid gold.
Cheap gas station sushi.
Yep. Yes.
Nothing says I love you like gas station sushi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jason says, "What's up, fellas?"
Hey,
what's up, Jason?
Yeah.
All right, Mike, what are you working on this week? What happened?
Well, you can see I cleaned, which was nice, and
Yes.
took some of Jonathan's advice and got my carpets out of the box. So they're breathing.
Take their shape.
Let them
Right.
breathe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got to redo the armrests and weld covers, reupholster those, and then start on carpets.
How about that?
Yeah. I've been watching all your shows, Jonathan, all your carpet shows.
I'm the carpet master.
How are you supposed to expose that carpet to heat in New Hampshire?
Well, I have it in a nice warm shop, and my buddy's got a steamer he's bringing over, one of those little carpet steamer things.
There we go.
So I'm hoping between those 2 points, I should be all right.
Yep. Yeah. That'd be good.
Yeah, I was kind of kicking around. Should I, get going on the interior or do the top first, or, because I haven't put the rag top on yet. I do have the frame all straightened out, but I'm like, well, I'll start with the carpets and then I can make the call, right?
Yeah. 5 videos later, the top works. So.
Yeah, 5 videos, right? What a mess.
Yep. Oh yeah. I know. I'd probably almost do the top next in case you're going to use a little bit of spray adhesive to get that top on there.
Right.
It's less masking, less mess. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
That's true.
But you don't have the heat. I think we're going to heat the top up, let it sit in the sun and bake for a couple hours before you try to put it on either. So.
Right. Well, it was what I was actually thinking about doing for the rear window, because you guys all seem to struggle with that. Every video I watch, they struggle with the rear window because it's wrinkled and it's. I was thinking about actually setting up the rotisserie and kind of putting some clamps on it and stretching it a little bit with a couple electric heaters around it.
Yeah, electric heaters heat the inside of the car while you're doing it. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can try. So.
Right.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm not very good with fabric. I'm not looking forward to this at all.
No.
So are the first gen convertible cars, are their rear windows plastic or glass?
Plastic only original.
Yeah, the stock ones are all plastic, but you can get them in glass. But then they all say they don't fold down enough.
They don't fold. You get a 2-piece glass with a plastic hinge in the middle.
Right.
Or you have to remove or unzip the glass and then put the top down.
Oh, is that how it goes?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like the idea of the glass better, but there isn't one that just not that I have found, that's normal size. They might make a super small back glass window, but I don't think that would look right or look well. But as for what they make available, you got to either unzip the glass from it, position it, then put the top down. That's just a lot of work. So.
Too much work.
Yeah. Yep. Too much.
Yeah. So I'm going with the plastic window.
Yep. Oh yeah.
It is what it is. Now that I got the frame straightened out.
Working more gooder.
And what did you do?
Eat it, though.
What did you do, John?
I was pretending that I was going to pack, and I was imagining that I was going to move. And then I moved. This is the new shop that looks just like the old one. So I didn't end up moving. Unfortunately, there was a long story that may be shared at some point, but I'm trying to not get upset or maybe cry a little bit. But end result, it just didn't work out, unfortunately. So I'm going to hang out here, which is cool. That means, like I said, new project in the garage. I got a green light to go ahead and gut it because I have an awesome wife that supports this crazy out here, surprisingly enough. And I told her my plan since the house didn't work. I'm going to get the last car that I've committed to that is not mine, that I'm going to finish for somebody. So this won't be my car again. But then I got this guy here behind me. These two that need to be finished that are mine. But you know how that works. Everybody else's car is first, you know? So. Right, Louie?
Yep.
Yeah.
What have you been up to, Louie?
Well, I finished the body work on the rear of the car where I had to split the quarter panel to match the gaps good. So that's done. And I'm also restoring the heater box to Ladybird here. Restoring the heater box. I was painting earlier, so I came to the show a little late.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I have the subframe there, which Testa from Testa Speed Shop supposed to be coming, but there's gonna be bad weather still coming to Pennsylvania, so we're thinking about maybe the middle of March, and we're gonna have the video on his channel. So for you guys that haven't subscribed to his channel, please do and support Testa Speed Shop, and he's gonna show the 4-speed conversion on this car. We have all the parts right here ready to be installed on Ladybird. And it looks like maybe by the end of March, this car will be a driver.
Nice.
Cool.
I'm working really hard to get her done because I want to get back to the Lovebird.
I feel you on that. So.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, we did get some Bondo work done on the Firebird last weekend.
Cool.
Mr. Brandon came over and helped me slap the mud on, and we're about 80% done with mud and Bondo, but still have the hood to do, and the passenger side need to do a few little things, but we're getting close to paint.
Very awesome.
By little. So, all right. Questions from anyone? Oh, Jim and Kelly are here. Welcome, guys.
Cool. Hey, guys.
Hello.
And it is 71 degrees in Phoenix right now. Heat wave.
Yeah, heat wave. What's that? What's a heat wave? I'd like to have one, so I got to move cars. I got to get a trailer. I'm going to haul this one out of here, haul another one back. I hope that the roads are dry and all the salt and all the crap is not bad, because I have to wrap this thing up with saran wrap so I can haul it out of here. Now the other car, I don't care. You can cover it with salt. There's not much left that's good, and that's how I like to get them. So it's gonna be a rough car. That's how I like them. So it's gonna be a fun project, I feel. This is gonna be something a little different. I'm gonna be doing something that's more of a, well, I guess the Mockingbird was like an original restoration, but this is gonna be something we don't normally see. You're gonna see that someone's gonna put a 350 2-barrel back into the car. We're not gonna go for crazy engine. This is gonna be very, very original. So, but I'll see how it works out.
Let's see here. Foster says my buddy has a Butler 455 and his 68 Bird. It's wicked fast.
I bet.
Bowtie Classic says, I guess you answered my question, John. Sorry, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Tim Woodard says, I have a question. I recently bought a Pontiac G6 base 2007, and I think I'm missing a part. What part are you missing, Tim? Let us know. Bowtie Classics. Lewis, did you find that lift that will work with a 9-foot ceiling? I saw you were talking to our Camaro brother, Al, over at Keep It Simple Garage.
Yes. So Al is a cool dude at Keep It Simple Garage. Keeping It Simple Garage. And he has a 4-post lift at his home garage where he built these Camaros. And I believe he has 10-foot ceilings. And the bird cage is over that. So I should be okay. I don't want it for this garage. This garage is only 8-foot ceilings.
David Cunningham just gave us a super sticker. Thank you, David, so much. Appreciate you. Let's see. Gus says, question about getting stock air filter for a 400, a Wix 42100 that is only 1.5 inches tall, Ames back order anywhere else.
Wow. I wouldn't think that would be an oddity to get a hold of.
No.
Nope, I guess I wouldn't know. I mean, you got a Wix number. That's really only Wix is one of the biggest names out there. So I'm sure other people would sell a Wix filter, but I guess I've never looked into it.
I'd check Rock Auto. I mean, it's a standard part. Rock Auto might have it.
Yep. Check Rock Auto. Tim says it's next to the motor by the coolant. Got to give us some more information, Tim.
Well, that's why it's missing.
It's missing, man.
Yeah, you can find it. So.
All right. Well, how about we bring up the wives?
Who want to go first?
Or ex-wives. Let's talk
You're
about
gonna
ex-wives.
get us all in trouble tonight, Brian.
If you want to open the door of X's, oh man, yeesh. Oh,
Yeesh.
yeesh. Yeesh. Let's just say the one previous did not support the chaos here. I did.
Oh, John, your audio dropped.
Oh,
No,
how
we
about
got
now?
you back. You're back.
Yeah, someone was trying to call, and that's how that works. So.
Was it the ex-wife calling? Don't you talk about me.
Don't you say a word. No, I wouldn't tell anybody if it was.
I'll have you back in court before the end of the show.
Oh, geez. No.
I mean, my ex.
Yeah. There's a reason they're an ex. So.
Yeah.
Now, Louis doesn't know anything about these exes.
No. I'm gonna start with the wives. So
Okay.
I actually give all the credit to my wife for this madness. Because I used to work 2 jobs. I worked 2 jobs for 12 years of my life. And when I met my wife and we was planning to get married, she told me, I don't need my husband every day out the house, one job should do it and that's it. So I kind of got used to the pattern of working 2 jobs, 18 hours a day. I was getting like crazy inside the house. So she said, why you don't dedicate time to your car? And that's a 67 Firebird. And if it wasn't for Joyce, honestly, I would have never find out I had a gift like this of putting these cars that much together and got so into it. I also did a lot of mechanic work in New York, but never restoration type, and I moved forward. And if it wasn't for her, man, I'll be honest with you, I think I would have never, ever find out that I had this passion in me. I always liked classic cars since I was a little boy, but I mean, to be able to do what I do today.
I hear you.
And if you want to keep them happy, just do what I do. Build them a car and that's it.
I was going to say, I saw how you did it. I showed that video to my wife and said, that's the proper enthusiasm right there.
Exactly.
Ay.
I think your wife needs to talk to my wife, Louis. Like, look,
Yeah, no.
I believe in the hobby. You just got to split yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta work, of course, to maintain the family. You also have to have time for the family, time for the house. You really have to learn how to split yourself and have a system. Sometimes even though you don't want to put the welder down, the cutter down, whatever, but you got to make time for the wife. And I think if you're pretty good splitting yourself up, there shouldn't be a problem, because a little bit of everything, let's just be honest, a little bit of anything could be a problem. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yep.
Too much of anything. Yeah. So that's what I try to do. I try to split myself into a whole bunch of places and still keeping myself also happy.
Yeah. For me, it's a little different. I'm a project guy. I tend to get myself absorbed in projects and I can't stop. And, with what I have to remind myself constantly is like this project, for instance, there's no deadline. I'm not on a schedule.
No.
And if that means I got to, take a week and go somewhere or take a weekend, and don't miss those moments because, I don't have young kids like you, like a couple of you guys do, but it's hard, and it's like, oh man, I really want to be playing cars this weekend, but like tomorrow I got to change the rear brakes on my son's car, but we'll have fun doing that. And
Sure.
It is what it is. Right. So,
Yep.
So, just kind of when I was racing, there was a schedule, right? You had deadlines, you had to be there, and every weekend was booked through the summer. And that was a lot of pressure. This is nothing like that. And I don't want to do that again.
No. So I didn't know Brian has young kids. What are you not telling us, Brian?
I was talking about you and Louie.
Oh. Wink. Sure.
John, any stories with wives and cars?
Well,
that you want to tell?
Yeah, yeah, good point. Because Mr. Jones says here, some of our wives are listening and see through that BS. So I'm trying to keep it real, because she might be watching. A good chance of that actually. So no, but in all seriousness, what you see out here in my garage behind us, before, let's say I built the Transmarado. I hauled that car home because I had a lot of cars, I had a lot of stuff. I had this little tiny garage. I hauled it home actually just to give a bit of a bath and to sell it. I wasn't going to do anything with it. I'd actually I guess you say, hung up the car building hat years prior because it just wasn't in my life. It just didn't fit. And I wasn't going to do any more cars anymore. Then somehow she kind of said, I started cutting into it and having a little fun. And she kept encouraging it. And it snowballed into what you see as the Transmerado. Then I had so much fun. I went ahead and got my high school car, did all the metal work to it, and got having really good time with that. And it turned into, I wanted to do YouTube. I want to add some more to the challenge. So it actually you would say, only because of her encouragement that I actually got back out here and started playing cars again and knocked the dust off that hat and said that was a lot of fun. So it's been cool. I've actually had a lot of neat things and I've met all of you folks because of that. So, I mean, I don't know. So I guess if she says it's time to stop playing cars, I'm going to listen to her because, she helped me get back to this. If she say I need some time or some me time, then okay, I'll go hang out with her too. But she does allow a lot of this to happen, even though our bedroom is literally right above here. So I can't do this too early and I can't do too late banging around. So, but I keep the office hours within a reasonable time. So. So that there is a balance if you want to be successful. Now, I have some other friends, on the other hand, that, the wives loathe the toy cars or the playing of the cars. So I wish I had words of encouragement or advice to say, here's how you make it better. I guess some of us is just very happy and pleased and blessed. I'm glad I'm not in that situation because at one point in my life, I was in that situation. I don't ever want to be there again. So.
No.
Nope.
So I have a funny story. This was probably back in 2006-ish. I was dating a gal at the time, and her ex-husband would buy these old square-body GMC and Chevy pickups and would never restore them. So there was like 3 or 4 of them around the house. Nice. And when they went through their divorce, that became a sore subject for her because he would buy these trucks, restore them, and never would. So then we start dating, and I tell her there's a 1967 Porsche in California with no wheels, no glass, no engine, no transmission, no key, and no title. But I want to go to California and pick it up and bring it back and work on it. And she was, yeah. So we drove over to California. We bought 4 mixed match rims to get the car on the trailer. While driving back to Arizona, the driver's door sprung open and was flopping, so we had to duct tape the door closed. So we get it to the house and we unload it and start working on it. And UPS had a habit of coming right at dinner time to drop off packages. So we would sit down for dinner and ding dong. I'd have to get up and sign for the package or whatever. And so she was just like, I'm about done with this stuff, Minson. And I looked at her and I went, look, here's the deal. It takes 9 months for a baby to be born. If in 9 months that car out there in that garage, that 67 Porsche, doesn't run and drive, I'll sell it and I'll buy you every Judy and Burke purse you want with that money. But if I do it from that day forward, you're going to shut your pie hole and not say a word to me anymore.
So
how'd that go over?
Where's the car at now?
It's in the garage. Where's the girl? Where's the girl? I don't know where the girl's anymore. So almost to the day of that 9-month, deadline, I took her out, opened up the passenger door, sat her butt in the car, turned it on, backed it up, went around the block, and parked it. And I was like, I upheld my part of the bargain. Are you going to do yours? But here I am talking to you guys, and that, whatever.
about that?
Mhm.
Huh. Imagine that.
Yeah, imagine that.
Hmm.
Yeah. I find the best thing to do is buy them a dog they don't want,
Oof.
then hook them up with the Hallmark Channel, and you're golden.
My wife does not like the Hallmark Channel. She,
Yeah.
mm.
I can pretty much guarantee that's on right now.
Oh, man. That's why you're out in the garage. I understand now why you're in the garage. Oh,
So, Mike, do you have like a cot out there and a shower?
No, I
No.
don't even have water in this garage. I was
Oh.
kind of not really meant to do what I'm doing, so I didn't even put water out here. But no, it's across the street from my house, so I just come over here and spend my weekends now.
Lucky duck. Do you guys
Hmm.
out there have any cars and wives or ex-wife stories? Post them in the comments or the chat. I'd love to hear from everyone
Yes.
who's had those moments.
boy.
Yeah.
Well, I had a buddy of mine. He went to the Trans Am Nationals. He's gone quite a few years. He has an '89 Turbo TA. His name is also Brian, and his wife she's not a big fan of the car. She not really likes it. I don't know if I've ever actually met her. And I've known this guy for 10 years. I bought a car off him. My GTA, the black one, I sold to build the Trans Am Colorado actually. But nonetheless, he bought that Turbo Trans Am, and he finally talks her into going to the Trans Am Nationals for the day. So I'm already in Ohio, waiting for him to get there, and he's no show. And I come to find out that on his way there, his car dies and leaves him stranded on the side of the road.
Oh
So
no!
she didn't like the car. Now she loathes that car because it sat on the side of the road. And I believe it even started raining too, so it just made it even worse for the poor guy. And he was looking at another like IROC or another third gen kind of car. I guess his thing's a third gens, and she won't let him buy another one for some reason. I don't know why, but she says absolutely not. So
Yeah.
poor Brian. I mean, I didn't say any names. I'm just saying that I know a guy. So
Who might be named Brian?
he might be named Brian with a Turbo Trans Am. So
Whose name
it's a fun
rhymes
car
with
to ride in though.
Downhill.
Yeah, fun car to ride in though. Like holy crap, he's done some mods to it, a little bigger turbo and some other bits to it. But for a little 6-cylinder, that thing is a scary ride. So more than I need. So.
Is that the guy I met at Firebird Fest 23?
Yep. Oh yeah, and the alternator went out while we were there. So yeah.
Yep.
Every time he takes that car somewhere, something breaks on it.
Sage.
Oh, man.
Burn some sage.
Yep, it's possessed. The transmission dropped the kickdown cable, snapped on it one time, and then it was the alternator, and then the fuel pump wiring is what left them stranded on the side of the road. The wire came unplugged from the top of the fuel tank, so it just disabled the fuel pump. Of course, you can't get to that on a third gen, so yeah,
Right.
man. So,
Yeah.
Ah.
So Wilder9 says, wife supports me, 4 Firebirds and 2 lifts. Been married 31 years.
Congratulations. You're the man. You're the man.
Yeah, you're my hero.
How do we send him money?
So I got a positive story.
Yeah.
So the wife now, we went on a road trip to Wilcox, Arizona, which is a big wine producing region of Arizona.
Yep.
And we're cruising along, and all of a sudden the car just dies on the interstate. And we pull off the side, and I'm my '67 Porsche, and I get out, open the back trunk, the frunk, whatever, well, the trunk, and the wire for the distributor had worked its way off.
Oh.
So I took it down a little bit more, stuck it back on, fired it back up, and we kept on driving. We get into Wilcox, we get to our hotel room, and we go to start the car, no starter. And I'm like, I know what it is. It's the fuse for the starter relay. Not a big deal. So walked across the street to the O'Reilly's, picked up a box of fuses, went underneath the car, plugged the new fuse in, brum, fired up. And she was like, you didn't get upset. You didn't get mad. You didn't like throw stuff and, And I'm like, no, because I understand the car.
Yep.
And so it was no big deal for me. It was just more of an inconvenience that I have to lift the the hood open and see what the problem was. But she had some really terrible times with her exes in her life, with being like the guy that just throws wrenches and cusses and storms out of the house and blah, 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 blah. And then I missed her cool and calm, like, yeah, I fixed it.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
I got this.
She'll need a diamond bracelet, though, later.
Ooh. Well. Oh.
That's funny.
Let's see. Gus says, oh, wait. Let's back up here. Bowtie Classic says, my wife of 38 years, when I asked if I could trade her Mercedes convertible that she seldom drove towards a 68 SS Camaro, she told me yes.
Wow.
Keep her.
Bowtie Classic, keep that, pal.
Yep.
And John Jones says, I wanted a muscle car after retiring from the Army. I ended up with 5 1969 Firebird, a 72 Firebird, and a 72 El Camino, all project cars.
All
Are you still
right.
here, John? I'm just curious. Gus says, my first ex-wife, wife 1.0? First ex-wife didn't believe that a tire flew off my recently purchased 69 Firebird while towing, and the cops actually had a spare lug nuts we used to bring it back. Wife number 3 is all about cars.
Yep.
Wife 3.0.
Yep.
There you
Time's
go.
a charm. Yep.
Gus says she also let me trade her paid off Jeep for 92 Z28, so I can't really complain.
All right.
Yes, hold on to this one. Ay.
That's funny.
Any more stories? Come on, Mike. You must have more stories.
Oh, yeah, more than you know. No, I mean, and I find that, you know, with my wife, she feels a little left out of this stuff sometimes. So it's like, you know, try to involve them, you know, and get something that, and I'm sure once the car done, she'll enjoy it. And when we're riding around and doing the drive-ins and the shows and whatnot. But, you know, I think, you know, that's my key advice. Don't miss anything because you're working on a hobby that has no deadline.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So that's it.
Yeah.
And the Hallmark Channel.
Hallmark Channel.
The Victims Network.
They're all the same. Every single movie. It has
It's
the
the
same
same script.
same
Same hack.
storyline, the same unfortunate misunderstanding right before the end, and then the happy ending. It's in the same
Typically
people.
The same actors and actresses, right?
It's like, what the hell? Talk about a lazy network.
Or is it brilliant? I don't know.
Yeah, well,
If it's working, like battery videos, if it's working, just go
I
with
refuse to believe it's working. I can't.
it.
Yeah,
Well,
they shut down Motor Trend Network, and they're leaving this out.
Foster says, my wife and I also have a 70 Chevelle.
nice.
Gus says, my wife is Bravo Channel Warrior.
Bravo channel. Well, I guess that's better than the Hallmark channel. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Ay. So, John, I figured out why my welder wasn't working.
Because some moron left the tank on.
No, some moron didn't replace the drive wheel. So it's spinning, but no wire is being pushed.
Yeah.
So I pulled it off, went down to a little auto parts store where we got the gas from,
Yeah.
and said, I need a new one of these. And 2 days later, he calls me and says, come pick it up. And then he tells me $86.
Oh.
But it's made in America.
Gold plated.
Genuine Lincoln. But guess what? Now when I push the little button on the
It
welder, it
works?
goes brrrr.
He's good again. Okay. Nice.
So, re-gooder again.
Yay. Okay. Wow. Wow. Well, that makes it a lot easier to learn how to weld too with continuous feed. at the right speed.
Yeah, 'cause I'm like, it's not. What the? Oh,
You can pull the trigger hard or whip your hand like this. Then it comes out.
dang it, get something.
Yeah. Silly.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
I'm liking the progress on the Firebird here.
Yeah.
That
Right.
fiberglass Bondo is a little difficult to sand,
Kitty hair. Yeah.
but
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
we're making
Shit's
do.
hard. It's very hard.
Gus says, speaking of welding, I'm going to learn how to weld on the fenders and rear quarters. What welder do you recommend? Been eyeballing a Yes Welder 205 DS Pro. Recommendations. Louis.
Eastwood makes some great welders for a friendly price. You know, you won't break the bank. You keep the wife happy that you're not spending that much money. I think my welder I pay like $250 on sale, and I have it for like 3 years already, something like that. I got a Christmas sale, and she's still kicking butt. She's the MiG 135 from Eastwood.
Yeah, I have an old Sentry that I've had since 1990. I can't kill it, but I bought one of the Vulcan TIG welders from Harbor Freight.
Mm-hmm.
It actually works really, really well, and I think their MiGs are just as good. It just, you know, the thing that's nice about that is you can get supplies like that. They're right there. They're everywhere. So, and the supplies are fairly affordable. So I wouldn't shy away from any of the Vulcan products. I think they're quite good nowadays.
Yeah, I've had my Eastwood 175 for almost 20 plus years.
Really?
Almost bulletproof. It actually got filled with water one time and didn't die. I would love to. My old barn roof had a leak issue. It was right above the welders, unfortunately. But again, it still works. Now, I would love to have a Miller welder. I think they're a great product. That's where I work at. We sell, use, rent. Great product. It's probably just as indestructible. But like you said, a lot of this other stuff now, $300-$400 welder, actually, they're pretty durable. They're almost self-adjusting now. They almost make them, for a beginner welder, pretty foolproof. So, I mean, I guess before you pull the trigger or buy one, so to speak, YouTube, do some reviews, get some inputs.
Yep.
And don't go down the rabbit hole spending too many hours, but if you get your eye on one of them, there's some people who do comparisons, I'll guarantee you. But I do love my Eastwood, but if it dies, I'm kind of loyal to that Eastwood one, so I may bounce back that way. But I bought this one, I said several years ago, less than $300, but it had the aluminum spool gun and everything, regulator and all, so it wasn't a bad deal.
If you're going to weld for a living, then yeah, Lincoln or Miller, those machines are bulletproof. But to do what we do,
Weekend Warrior
the
people,
Eastwood stuff, the Vulcan, all that stuff, it all works pretty well.
I know,
like a long way.
My father-in-law, who has the ranch up north, 12 acres of land, he has the Harbor Freight Chicago, whatever.
Chicago Electric.
I have one of those too.
That he puts in the back of his side-by-side with this little Honda generator. And go anywhere on the ranch. He needs to go to mend a fence or whatever. Just burp, 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 and he's up and running.
Okay.
So no complaints out of one of those units. Let's see here. David Cunningham says, whatever happened to the 400 motor for Brian's car? Well, David.
Need a drink and another drink. Another drink.
Because this is going to be a story there, David.
Yeah.
So I went and took it to the machine shop that all my Pontiac people in Phoenix said is the place to go. We'll not name them. They had the block for 6 months. Is it ready? Is it ready? Is it ready? No, we haven't touched it. Haven't had time. I just went and picked it up and brought it back home, and I have not thought about it since, just because everything else has been going on. But I have that 67-400 block. It needs to be bored 60 over, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that will be a project for down the road when that time comes. So the 350 I have in it now is running fine. It'll go for who knows how much longer. hopefully I'll have time for that 400 and we'll see what happens. But Wilder9 says he uses a Miller-Matic, and 8 VHP 454 says I use a ESAB TIG and a Snap-on 220 ID. Never had any issues.
Yeah, you probably got a mortgage on your house too.
And Lisa,
That Snap-on stuff's amazing, but boy, you pay for it. Jeez.
Yeah. I remember the 2 things I bought from Snap-on. I never bought anything else from that truck ever. And that was a set of screwdrivers and a light, like a pin light.
And you're still paying for them now.
$500, and the other stuff was probably $1,000. I was like, yeah, no, this is not my.
Yeah, well, I will say that my toolbox that I used professionally for years, a lot of Snap-on stuff in that. But I was in my 20s, and I spent a lot of time on that truck paying them off, and they are fantastic tools. So I will tell you that I've not had to do any replacement. They do hold the fasteners better, but you do spend the money. So if you're doing it professionally, not a bad deal. But weekend warrior people, don't break the bank buying them. So.
Yeah, and I think their market is, people that they can drive into with the truck, right? And the guys that are working in their shop on a day-to-day basis, they don't want to be running around buying tools, they wait for the Snap-on truck, and the shit's on the truck, and they buy it.
Yeah.
So,
it comes once a week, swaps it out. Yep. Oh, yeah.
Something breaks, you got somebody to complain to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That understands what you're saying. So.
Yeah.
Although I did get screwed by the Mac tool guy. So I bought a Mac tool torque wrench.
Yeah.
And I noticed it was a little bit off. So I gave it back to him for his warranty. And he had it for 2 or 3 months, and all of a sudden he stopped coming around. Found out the dude went out of business with my torque wrench. And I've never 30 years later, I've never seen that torque wrench. But I paid for it.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh.
John Jones says Hobart Handler 190 from Tractor Supply welds up to a 1/4-inch plate.
Ooh.
BHP 454 says my Snap-on mite was purchased in 85.
Nice.
1985.
Mm-hmm.
Still taking.
Welcome. MIG TIG can weld aluminum weld, but get the attachment for the rest is there as a bundle. They must have a bundle at Eastwood for that that welder.
Yeah.
And then VHP 454 says, I also have a 20-foot water jet table with 3-axle head. I make everything for chassis, ladder bars, and so on.
Nice.
Man.
20 foot.
great.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's big.
That'd be
You
nice.
might have to get him on the show.
You're gonna bump me out? I understand. That's fine. I'll go ahead and
Just take a drink and walk off. Yeah.
just go away.
Do you guys do any TIG welding?
No.
I want to. It's one of those things to do. The wife actually bought me a TIG welder, so she thought, and then she realized it was just a MIG welder. So she meant well, but we were able to take it back. I'd like to experiment with it because there's lots of advantages to it, but doing a lot of metal work, it does take a little more time, but it does provide a better, cleaner weld, possibly.
Yeah, it's a
If you're
softer weld.
good at
It's
it.
a little more workable.
Mhm.
I bought one this year just to do primarily the exhaust, and I really wanted to learn how to do it better. And I got okay with it on moderately thick stuff, but thin stuff, it's an art. It takes some time. It's not like a MIG. You're not going to fill gaps with it. Oh, here, check this out.
No, yeah.
I bought this.
What is this?
Oh dear.
It's for practicing MIG welding,
Oh,
TIG welding. And,
TIG welding,
I started this. I haven't finished it. But, something like this, you can spend a few hours and really kind of hone the skill a little bit on the thin stuff. It's hard.
Sure.
But once you get used to it, it goes pretty good.
Alrighty then. Oh, John, your dad's here.
Yep. I know. Yep. Behave. Speaking of, you'll be seeing more of him for some reason soon.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Okay.
I suspect. I have a weird feeling once this car is gone and what's coming in here, you'll probably be seeing more of him hanging out. So.
Okay,
Another
Pops.
teaser.
Yep. Yep.
Ken O is in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yeah.
He said at the last Cars and Coffee, he drove his 79 Macho, since it is a 4-speed, and the wifey drove her 69 convertible. Twice as many people checked her out. She would
How
have
about
been
the car?
She would enjoy it.
Yeah.
Look at the grill on that thing. Look at those
Yeah.
headlights.
Yeah.
I can already hear the comment already. Yep. Look at the size of those airbags.
Hey, whoa. Yeah. Those are factory installed too.
VHP. He's a 4 and has a 36-foot paint booth. VHP,
Yep.
where are you at?
I
Tell
have
us
a
more.
23-foot paint booth. That's all I got called a garage.
Jeez.
Ta-da! Dang it. Someday when I grow up. So. No more sleeping, Louie. Come on, wake up. Wake up.
You're a big kid. Louie, talk to us, Louie.
He's like, I got to do some more painting. I got more painting to do right now.
Louie, we see you. You're ready. You're ready to go paint.
No. I think I'm done for today.
No. You got a little more left in you. I can see just a tiny bit of little smidget bit of energy left in there. You can't quit now.
Ay. All right. Questions from anyone else? VHP says, I'm in Elizabeth, TWP, Pennsylvania.
Township, yeah. So Pennsylvania person again. Oh, how about that?
Oh, so Jim and Kelly say, why is the antenna located on the front fender or on the rear quarter? Is it a year thing or an option thing?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a good question.
Yep. I have a antenna hole on the rear passenger rear quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan?
My 67 also.
Yeah.
This one had the hole in the front fender.
Yep.
So what's the deal?
Yeah, what's the deal, Jonathan?
Oh man, why you gotta bounce it off me for? It's an option. It's a fender mounted or rear power antenna normally.
Yes.
So it gives you the option of either way. You had an antenna on the car. There wasn't no antenna option that I'm aware of, but you always had something there. But I think more popular was the front fender, but you could get the rear power option.
So if it was
on the
power, it
passenger
was in
side.
the rear.
Yep.
Right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So if the antenna's in the rear, it was a power?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I had a power antenna at one time.
Originally.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you got one of those, I think it's an original condition. They're kind of big money things too.
Huge money.
Yeah, silly money. So, friend, the guy wanted to try to sell me one, but it was more than I paid for the car. So I said, keep the antenna.
It's something to watch out for at a swap meet, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I think the thing about the Pontiac, I may get this wrong. I'm getting a little forgetful here. The end of the mast on the end of it was like some antennas, like a ball shape. They were I think it was a hex shape. So it was kind of an oddity for the Pontiacs. So to get the right antenna is even more rare. So sometimes you may get a power antenna and it looks the part, but the mast is actually, I think it was, man, I have to get some of my books out, hex shape instead of a ball on the end of it.
Okay. Good to know.
Yep.
Well, any more stories about wives or ex-wives and cars?
Well, it's been long enough. They're probably watching. No one wants to talk now. We're all scared.
I think
Since it's
Jim
almost over, we got to go back in the house. We got to.
I think
Jim
Jim
get
got it
punched.
figured out.
I
Jim
heard
from,
you on that
Next
YouTube. Yeah.
Jim and Kelly got it figured out. He keeps her right out there working with him.
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
He
Smart
is
guy.
figured out.
Yeah.
That guy's
Good job,
smart.
Jim.
So smart.
No, the fellow from Bowtie Classics asked if I'm still going to keep shopping or what. Well, part of my hiccup is, man, I guess it's one of those things. I'm probably going to take a little bit of a break. There's some things that's going to prevent me now from really getting what I'm looking for. I guess we say it this way, when you talk to your loan fella or fellette, and they say, is it okay if I change jobs during the loan application process? And they say, absolutely fine. Call them a liar and slap them in the face and walk away. So it's you just kind of. I thought I changed jobs for the better. I always understood it was in the same field. You're good, but that's not true. So make sure you ask those questions, then ask again, and then ask again. That's all I'm going to say.
Lessons learned.
Yeah.
Yep. Louis, Mike, we're hitting at almost that 1 hour mark.
Uh-oh. Keep now and forever hold your peace. You've heard that before.
So Jim and Kelly say, thanks. She really likes to help out. Not sure I'm going to get to drive it when it's done.
Yeah, it just means you'll have to build another one, dude.
She really likes it, meaning that she's going to be driving. He won't be, so I'm reading that. So
Yeah, that's what I mean.
yeah.
He's gonna have to build himself one when he's done with hers.
So he built hers first. You see this? He might be smarter than the rest of us. So
Well, I know my wife has already claimed wanting to drive this Firebird when it's done.
oh,
She wants to drive it. So I'm like, okay, so
deal.
can I get a 67 convertible?
Right. See?
I would love to have a 67 convertible.
You don't?
Well, hey,
I will. Yeah, I want one.
You have everything else.
I would like to have a 67 convertible.
that guy Jim in Tucson, he has a 67 convertible that he's getting ready to sell. It's going to be pretty much stripped, but if it's a decent price, I've already put together one. I could put together a second one.
Now, is this an Arizona car, like rust-free or
Yes.
minimal rust?
Yeah, well, I looked it over. There's hardly any rust anywhere.
You don't need that. Send it our way.
Yeah,
Let me tell you guys something. Even though we think about a Firebird is not worth so much because it's not a Camaro or whatever, right? If you buy a Firebird first gen with no parts, I feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
Because it's getting extremely hard to find parts and extremely expensive. Yeah. Okay, and I'm talking about Firebird, period. It's getting really crazy out there to find stuff. I mean, some people, they find out what I have, and it's not that I want to be greedy or anything like that. I would trade for something I don't have, but I'm building a car almost every year. I'm building a car. So I need parts, I got screwed already for selling something, making no money, just sending it, and then I need it and I don't have it. You get what I'm saying? I just picked up a 400 motor for the 69 Trans Am that I plan to build. I picked it up when, John, like 2 days ago, about 2 days ago.
Yeah, 71 400. So.
71 400, real nice engine, and I was lucky. I was at work. I come and look at Facebook Marketplace. I go send my friend, listen, I'll pay you so much to go pick it up for me. Go pick it up for me. And he picked it up for me. But those deals like that doesn't happen all the time. And even aftermarket, go like an inline tube and start buying all these little brackets that you're missing and stuff like that. It adds up so quick.
Sure does.
It's $5 each.
Yeah, it's nuts. Okay. So be careful how you buy a project nowadays and it's a basket case with no parts, because you're gonna you might regret it.
It can get expensive. So.
Definitely. I've learned that lesson. Like trying to put my interior back together. I don't have anything in the interior.
Yeah.
So trying to piece that all back together has been
Really hard. Really hard.
I mean, you can get the carpet kits, but like the trim pieces, like the
Correct. Yeah.
A pillars and in the back,
67
When-
Firebird A-pillar is only 1 year only.
yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
The Winlay stuff that goes around the windows, and it adds up. So.
And the tack strips with the cell panes on the inside.
Yep.
If you remember, John, mine's a ruler.
No, I remember. Like, what the heck is this crap?
Like, ooh, that's some Oklahoma redneck shit.
I reckon.
All right, let's see. David says, Lewis, since I got my Mockingbird back, I'm thinking of letting go of my 67 convertible, Louis.
That's Dave Cunningham, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's pulling my legs, huh?
No, he might sell it. So.
He's just toying with you, Louis.
VHP 454 says, I have many Pontiac 400 and 455 complete engines for sale.
Wow.
Where is he at?
That's the guy in Pennsylvania.
He's
Where was
in
that at?
Pennsylvania.
I want a 455.
Tesla Speed Shop says, don't buy a car in a box. Laugh out loud.
Louis.
That's very true.
Yep.
Dang
But
it.
at the same time, half the fun has just been researching this, learning about this stuff, and
Yep.
finding, calling Louis or Jonathan or Brian whenever I got something. What goes here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sending up the old bat signal.
Yeah, I love that signal. It's so cool.
The bird signal. He's
The bird
he's flipping
signal.
the bird signal.
I send my text to Jonathan and Louis like, what is this? I need this. Where do I find this?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And those two bird brains down there always come through.
Sometimes it happens to me and Jonathan too. Either he hits me up or I hit him up. You got so much stuff in your head. Sometimes you even forget, right, John? It's like
I have my moments.
I mean, oh my God, it's just a lot of things, Oh.
Yep.
To keep all 3 years in your head, so much is a lot to remember.
It is. Yep. You start doing something else on top of that. Yeah. Oops.
Like a GTO.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can't part ways with this guy. It's kind of fun.
That's a
I
cool
know
car.
It'd be something really like, wow, when it's done. But the problem is I had that clone for so many years, no one's going to know it's actually a real one now. They're going to say, oh, it's a car you've always had. No,
Yeah,
it's not. They're all going to say, well, it looks the same. It's not the same.
Not the same.
Not the same. But that's okay. Don't worry about it. I know what I got. I know what I have. So,
You got to get a new vanity plate that says "Real GTO."
yeah,
Real
real. Real. Yeah,
The real one.
stop judging me. So.
All righty. Mike, any last comments or suggestions for us dealing with a wife and a project car?
I'm really not sure I'm the right guy to ask.
Remember, his garage is across the street.
Right. And she believes that I built this garage to build cars, which was not the case. But it's my
That's
story.
why it has
John-
a paint booth and it has a lift. And,
Yeah. I
well
bought
lit
the
and tidy.
I got a deal on this lift. That's why I built the garage. Believe it or not. It turned out to be not such a deal when you have to put a whole garage around it.
Around it, right, yeah.
Yeah. John, any last words?
Yeah, if Whitney is actually watching, I'm just going to use the word balance, and she'll probably chuckle and laugh and punch me in the ribs. But there's a balance to all of this. You got to have fun. You got to live your life, but you also have the balance of your family and the household. So,
Yep.
As much as I love hanging out with you guys, I still got to hang out with everybody else just the same. It's a give take. So it's a healthy balance. That's what I'm going to say. That's about it.
She's going to be
Absolutely.
laughing hysterically when you walk in the house. You know that.
Yeah, she's gonna go full crap.
Whitney's going to be like,
Really? Balance, huh? So it's, yeah, stop. Okay.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Yes, dear.
Uh-huh.
Well, this weekend we're going to execute some ballots.
We're going to go to my mother-in-law. No!
Oh, let's not go there.
That's not bad.
Louis, any last minute advice?
To keeping the wife happy.
Yes.
Like same thing like John said, you have to have a balance. It's funny. One day I was going from the garage to the house, and my wife was talking to one of her coworkers. My wife is an RN. She's a nursing supervisor for second shift, and she was explaining to them how cool it is of these junk cars I bring home, but at the outcome, how cool they come out to be, And I waited for her to hang up, and I said, "You really pay attention to that stuff?" Like I couldn't believe that she was talking about that. You know what I mean? So I think they could appreciate it too.
The end of the day, they know where you're spending your time and where you're spending your money.
Yeah, there you go.
What more do you want?
Louis, I think Joyce needs to come up with an online program to help other wives understand the hobby.
She'll make millions from the guys. From the guys.
Every week she comes on and says, "Love your husband for his hobbies."
Firebird Widows Support Group.
Yes.
That's gonna be a T-shirt next week.
That's a good T-shirt right there. That's a good. We didn't come up with trivia this Friday.
Yes. Oh yeah, no trivia. So
no trivia this Friday.
I'll have a shirt. Yeah, I'll have a shirt.
Okay.
No,
Trivia tonight. Trivia.
Anything?
Well, we got like probably 30 seconds left to make up a question and someone answer and get the T-shirt prize. But we didn't we started rambling so much we forgot.
All right, I'm gonna give you guys a trivia.
Okay.
Okay.
Anybody that answered this, they gotta leave a comment, right, on Brian?
Yep.
Oh yeah, get it right. Yeah.
All right. If they could tell me, what's the difference between the console clock from a 67 to a 68? There's two differences I'm looking for. Not only one, I want two. Okay, two differences from a 67 and a 68 Firebird console clock. Because 69 did not have a console clock, it had it on the dashboard.
And that. You're talking about not
if you don't
the clock in general, right? Not just a T-shirt, the clock in general. Okay.
Yeah. There's two main things totally different from both of those years. You cannot answer one while I'm answering the other, because then you're going to be wrong.
Yep.
So it's a two-parter.
Yeah, it's two things there that are totally different. They might look the same, but they're not.
Yep. Can I answer?
You guys heard it. Louis said, comment in the chat over here or down in the comments if it's after the show. What are the two things that differentiate 7 to 68?
Well, you got half the answer. One of the guys got half the answer.
Bezel color, face colors.
Half don't count.
Mounting.
I want to hear both.
We'll find out next week.
We find out next week.
Dang it.
And Gus, your T-shirt's on its way. So Gus, when you get it, let me know. We sent your T-shirt out this week.
Fantastic. Look at it. Now you get all the viewers watching. Look how many people are watching now, Brian. Look at that.
I saw almost a high of 30.
Wow. Nice. That's where we're at now, at the end of it. So
we're at 27 now.
Mine says 29. Yours sucks.
God, I hope my wife's not watching.
I'm in Arizona.
Yeah. Yes.
It's just now barely 6:30.
Yeah, it's 8:30. It's past my bedtime here. So
8:35 here.
It's 70 degrees out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, keep rubbing it.
All right. Must suck to be you, huh? So.
All right, guys. Good night.
All right,
guys. All right.
Thank
you all next week. See ya. All right.
Be good. Bye.
See ya. Thanks, Brian.
You bet.
Later.